Hello everyone, my name is Zana and welcome to a Need for Speed Heat video. Specifically in this video I'm going to be tackling on RSR killer videos. This is a thing some people might have a debate about, and in this video I'm going to find out for myself which vehicle probably comes closest to becoming an RSR killer. Now spoiler alert, there really isn't any, but I thought it'd be fun to set a time on the event called Stardust in Need for Speed Heat, and we're gonna be challenging that time with a various amount of vehicles. I want to give a quick disclaimer that during editing I use miles per hour as measurement, and in-game or all of my footage that I've recorded I use kilometers per hour, just giving a heads up for that. Now I'm aware that I might get some comments saying, oh, you're using the wrong vehicle with the wrong engine, or you're using not the correct combination, or for this time you're doing something crappy. I'm aware that I might get these comments, although I'm not gonna redo any of these because this already took me a lot of time and I have college I should be worrying about instead. But I still decided to make this video anyway because I love Need for Speed and this franchise has a meaning to me. So that is the entire reason behind this video. Of course, if you have a faster time with a certain vehicle, with a certain engine combination, please post your video down below in the comments and I will check it out. That being said, this video is mostly going to be opinionated. And if you have a problem with that, then you can, I guess, let me know in the comment section below. But please keep in mind that, you know, I made a lot of effort into creating this video, and please be respectful in the comments below. With that, thanks for listening to my shitty disclaimer, and let's get right into the good stuff. Starting off with the Porsche RSR, it has a 885 horsepower 3.5 liter V6 engine inside of it. As displayed on the screen, you can also see it's 0 to 60 in miles per hour for convenience. I have it set to miles per hour there. Although in the footage you will see kilometers because that's what I primarily use in real life as well. As you can see, right off the bat, it pretty much flies away from the opponents, which are on hard difficulty, but to be honest, all of these time trials have this. The vehicle has good acceleration, the braking is also pretty decent, it's got pretty good left to right agility, as you can see in the first two corners of the event, and throughout the rest of the track it also corners pretty well. The first lap is a 35.38, which is not too bad at all for a first lap time on this track. I think it personally has fantastic brake to drifting compared to handbrake cornering in this game. So I do definitely recommend brake to drifting for this vehicle over handbrake drifting, or handbrake cornering, whatever you want to call it. Another thing to mention is this vehicle doesn't really weigh a lot in my opinion and feels very light around the corners, and that might also be the reason why it keeps its speed so well during the corners. And here we are at the end of the RSR's lap. It is gonna be a 1 minute 36 second .77 lap time, and that is going to be the benchmark for the other vehicles to beat. Now, starting off with a vehicle that at first got a lot of hype and a lot of videos were made about this vehicle at first. We have the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 07, which has a 984 horsepower forged 2.0 liter i4 engine. It might be I or an L, I'm not entirely sure, but that is what its equipped engine is. And if we take a look at its time here, we can instantly kind of see that the Porsche launches away from the Lancer Evo. The Lancer Evo is a lot slower in the corners, and this vehicle doesn't brake to drift, which doesn't really help. I had to handbrake drift through these corners, which results into a lot of time loss. The agility itself of this vehicle isn't too bad, I would say. It's not the worst, it's not the best. It's actually got the fastest, if not one of the fastest accelerations in this game, not to 60 being in 1.73 seconds, but, and yes, okay, its speed is also not too bad, but if we take a look at once this vehicle has completed its second lap, the Porsche is already on the 4th corner of this event. The braking isn't too bad of this vehicle, it's just that the RSR can carry a lot more speed throughout the corners, as it probably weighs a lot less than this vehicle. I don't know, but out of personal experience, I thought the Mitsubishi kind of weighed an average amount. I didn't think it was... It was just too slow in the corners, which is its main problem. As you can see, it now has ended with a 1 minute 46.23, which is definitely not RSR killer material. I don't know how the hell people came up with that this might be the RSR killer, because it's pretty much just a lot slower, as you can see here. So to give you an answer, no, the Evo is not the RSR killer, although it might at best compete online with people. Next off, we have a different type of Evo. This is the Ferrari FXK Evo from 2018. It has a 1,411 horsepower, 6.3 liter V12 engine equipped, as well as the other stats you can see up there. And first off, we're gonna start off with that this is not a drift. This is not a brake to drift vehicle in any way, and we will see in a moment that it can kind of keep up with it on the straights. It is just so much slower in the corners yet again. If we're gonna have to give a rating out of 10 based on its left to right agility, then okay, well, to be fair, I take the corners here a little bit badly, and I kind of struggled with this car a little bit, if I'm gonna be totally honest. So I think if this is like a highly watched video or whatever, or a highly viewed video, then there definitely might be some comments saying that people have beaten this in a 140 or with a 141 maybe. My end time is a 144, and that is basically that is purely based on that I just can't get the hang of this thing. It feels way too big. In my opinion, I think it's not too heavy. It's not too heavy of a car. That's how I word these things. But it's to be fair, I don't main this vehicle. It would be interesting to see players play this vehicle online, but in all honesty, just to keep it short, no, this is not an RSR killer. My time is nowhere near its, it's nowhere near the RSR time, and there's the leaderboard now. It does play second for now, and it's an okay vehicle. Moving on to the next vehicle on our list now, the Ferrari Pista. Now, this one, right off the bat, I'm gonna say this might be the one where I get a few comments saying, you used the wrong engine or something, which I'm definitely aware of. And then again, please, if I'm wrong, post so in the comments below, and, preferably do a recording of you doing your own, time on this with your Ferrari Pista. So we're gonna start off talking with, this is the reason I made this video, because I bought the Pista, and after watching Black Panther's video of, oh, the Pista is overpowered, I went ahead and tried this vehicle for myself, and I absolutely despised it. I did not enjoy driving with this vehicle. I There is no way in hell this car is overpowered. And maybe it might be to some people, but to my reasoning, as you can see, also I now have the I did a time of the Ferrari on top as well, side by side, and yeah, it is pretty close between this vehicle and the Ferrari, what's it called, the Ferrari FXK at the moment. But my preference still lies with the FXK. This Ferrari, although I think it might slightly turn a little bit better in the corners, I think it's also a lot heavier than the FXK, which results to it, you know, being less fast exiting the corners. I think it's pretty damn fast on the straight, although my preference would still be with the Evo. And yes, I am aware that my time trial lap might be a little bit slow, but nevertheless, it's a 145 for the Pista, and it is definitely not RSR killer material. Now, we're gonna start off with a car that I find kind of mesmerizing and satisfying for some odd reason. It's usually the McLarens in the Need for Speed games that I always like and have a certain preference to trying out. We have the McLaren P1 GTR, which has 1200 horsepower. I didn't get to read the rest, but that's okay. Right from the bat, I'm gonna just say real quick, this car has great left to right agility. It can take the first S corner, whatever you want to call it, on this event. It can take it pretty well to the point where you probably maybe oversteer. I don't think I'm saying that correctly, but this run, it's not my 2 run. I think my 2 run is like a 146. I absolutely grinded the hell out of this event to get this time what I currently got. But that being said, you need to be very respectful with this vehicle, because the moment you turn and make another turn in the direct opposite direction, you will probably maybe lose control. I think it's kind of difficult to drive, you know, it's not as extreme as the Beetle, and yes, I did try out the Beetle. That being said, yeah, it's a pretty good car. I don't think it's the best I don't think it's RSR killer material, because once again, you can see the RSR is just off. It's nowhere near these two vehicles. The Ferrari and the P1 are pretty well matched though, but something I'm gonna mention right now, you're probably better off buying the normal McLaren P1, which costs 700,000, and along with that you could buy a Negara. And yeah, I did get the exact same time with a McLaren P1, and in all honesty, I felt like I had even less oversteer, so that might be the better choice. I'm not sure. I feel like the P1 GTR though has better cornerability or whatever. Anyway, moving on. Okay, next off, we have the Koenigsegg Regera. Now, up until this point, we've had nothing like this vehicle, and it has 1428 horsepower, which I don't think is the highest, but it definitely is a lot. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything in this game, because you can have good stats with a certain vehicle, and it can still be worse than another. Something to say about the Regera, it's a completely different beast than anything we've driven at this point, and I don't even know what engine, what turbo engine should be inside of it. I'm not sure if it should be the dual turbocharger or the electric one. I think that's what it's called, the last one. I'm not certain which one it is though, but let's just say that I don't think this is the correct event for this type of vehicle. Right off the bat, you can kind of see that it's just slower in the corners. It doesn't, I don't think its agility is to blame for this. This might just not be the circuit ideal for this vehicle. It's definitely fast. It has a good it has the best top speed, as a matter of fact, of any car in this game. But as you saw with the start of the footage, the Porsche and the McLaren were practically competing against each other in the first lap. In all honesty, yeah, this car was the most difficult to drive, and I don't understand why it's so slow. So that's my conclusion to that, I suppose. I'm not exactly sure what to say about the Koenigsegg. It's probably the better vehicle on a highway event or something. And other than that, I'm not sure if it's really qualified for online matchmaking besides for highway races or something like that. Next off, we have the Ford GT, and first off, I'm gonna say it has a Ferrari Pista engine in it. That is the setup we're gonna be using, and I don't really know what I should say about this car, if I have to be totally honest. It actually is kind of fast, spoiler alert. It doesn't really range between, you know, the vehicles we've already tried. Something noteworthy of this vehicle is that it's a power horse, and on the straights it will definitely, well, as you can see, it's slightly getting ahead of the P1. But that being said, I did just try this car out for myself, and it's a little bit aggressive when it comes to braking in a corner and turning at the same time. So brake to drift might not exactly work for this one. I recommend gas to drifting, and then just every once in a while, well, I mean just whenever you need to take a corner, just handbrake drift. I don't think it's a crime to handbrake drift with this car, but also then again, be very careful, because it will definitely take the corner a little bit too much, if that makes any sense. The car has decent agility, a little bit on the heavy side, if I have to be honest. Like, the car feels a little bit heavy, and other than that, I think it is going to be the P1. Did it? Yes, it did. So I think it might be a contender for the second spot of the best cars in the game, perhaps. We'll just have to wait and see till the end of the video. Next off, we have my favorite car in this game, the Pagani Huayra BC. It has a 1200 horsepower 6.0 liter V12 engine inside of it, and along with that, in my opinion, it might be the underdog to the RSR. Now, I'm not saying that it is the RSR killer, because none of the cars really come close to that on this list, spoiler alert, but I'm not sure what I should be talking about with this vehicle, with what I just said. It feels very light around the corners. Something definitely to mention is that I think this might be the only time where I didn't equip brake to drifting on. This car just felt a whole lot better with gas to drift, although I didn't do any of that. I just handbrake drifted instead. But this car, it has pretty good agility in my opinion, and yeah, it's pretty close with the Ford GT, but this car just gets a lot more from exiting the corners in my opinion, where I'm failing doing a good job cornering with the Huayra, and where the Ford GT could possibly catch up, it's still pulling away. Something I also want to mention is that I was really proud of this time, but whenever I do these little post-commentary recordings to where I'm reacting to this footage, I tried setting another time myself, and it feels like they have nerfed this vehicle for whatever reason, and I kind of feel like they have nerfed every single vehicle since the update we got in January, which is kind of weird in my opinion. So I might need to add that on to the intro of this video. I'm not sure about it, but I'm pretty proud of this time, and yeah, I hope I can kind of convince you to why I think this is the second best vehicle in the game. Next off, we have the Ferrari F40, which in my opinion is the third best vehicle in the game. And I don't know exactly what I should be talking about with this vehicle because it's probably the one I've played the least. It's equipped with a 1085 horsepower 4.4 liter V8 engine, and well, it is an engine swap, and it did cost me a lot of money to get this put together. And some things noteworthy about this vehicle is I think you can do either. You can brake to drift, gas to drift, with, you know, hand braking in corners and that sort of stuff, etc. But either works, which is important to me, I think. It has like a middle ground weight to it, in my opinion. As you can see, the Pagani is a little bit more efficient when taking corners and when exiting corners, but the Ferrari can carry, you know, some speed. It does come back with a good amount of speed. I think it's 0 to 100 might be better than the Pagani. I didn't check because I'm bad. That's probably the best way of putting it. But something else that I should say about this car, I'm not exactly sure. The time compared to the Pagani is pretty close. It has identical, you know, movement and speed, and, you know, displayed by the footage. The Pagani is pretty much similar to this Ferrari, but it's just a little bit faster somehow, and I can't exactly explain why and how. So yeah, it's not about vehicle. So if we now take a break from showcasing any footage and that sort of stuff, let's take a look at the leaderboard. As you can see, you know, it's not looking too great. So I've proven you wrong, you straight up hippos and Black Panthers, and yeah, it's really not looking too great, to be honest. With that being said, I am willing to add some, you know, vehicle times of my own with vehicles I was interested in trying. So they are all going to be simultaneously shown on screen, and yeah, let's just add them, because why not? This is Need for Speed. So, starting off the footage is going to be the cutscene of a Nissan GTR, because, I don't know, it's still my favorite looking car ever to this day. However, it's not a really good car in this game, if I'm gonna have to be honest. It's gonna be competing against the Pagani Huayra, the Lotus Elise, and the Ford GTI. I said Ford, I mean, oh my god. The Golf GTI. And the reason I picked the Pagani footage over the RSR footage is because there really isn't any reason to be showing the RSR footage. I think it'd be more interesting to show the Pagani footage because, you know, it's a lot closer that way. Speaking of closer, yeah, it's pretty even, I guess, except for the GTR footage, which is cracking me up because I think I hit something on the screen. Yeah, I'm not sure what I should say. The GTR is just shockingly slower. It's equipped with a 1200 horsepower 6.5 liter V12 engine. I'm not exactly sure which one it is, but I do remember spending a lot of money on it. The Golf is one of my favorite cars in this game, and I think that has a 2.8 liter flat 6 inside of it. And then the Lotus Elise has a 2.6 liter i6 engine, or an L6 engine, I'm not sure. It's like a capital I, which could look like a lowercase l, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what to talk about, but Huayra takes it pretty clearly. It's gonna be the Elise that takes it second, and the GTI is gonna be third, and then the GTR is gonna be fourth. So let's add those times to our leaderboard. Now, the final vehicle we're going to be showcasing in this video, the Volkswagen Beetle from 1963. Now, I was having a debate with myself whether or not I should actually include this vehicle in this video because originally this vehicle has been kind of like a joke car, with its extreme handling but pretty good stats. I say extreme handling, I mean extremely bad. Like, this car, you previously pretty much struggle in every single corner unless you're a god. However, prior to the newest update in this game, they've made it so that this car is actually drivable, and this will be the only time I've set with a vehicle after this update. I also don't think it's really fair to put this car on the leaderboards because, you know, this is the only vehicle which got a handling upgrade, I think. I'm not sure. This Beetle still feels a little bit off and a little bit slower than what I remembered it being, but this is also not like a serious lap attempt. It's kind of a joke. But you'll see that I crash here into this in a second because I just turned a little bit too soon. But I'm not sure what I should say about this vehicle. It's an interesting choice. It's right up there with the Pagani and the F40. I don't think it's faster than either of them. Maybe in like a PvP match, maybe it might be better, but its handling that it's equipped with, which it owns, I don't think it's worth picking it over the other two in my opinion. I'm trying to think of things I could say about this vehicle. I don't know, it's an interesting case. I'd love to see people main this vehicle, and yeah, I don't think I want to be one of those people, but it is an interesting vehicle. But I'm not putting this time on the leaderboard since it's not a real attempt. However, my fastest run was a 1:41, I believe, so it is up there. And I achieved that time with difficulty. It wasn't easy for me. Now for a bit of fun, we're just gonna play the 9 best times at the same time. Oh god, my PC is my Premiere Pro is not really handling this the best possible way. It froze. Everything is not moving. Okay. Well, that being said, I still want to give a quick disclaimer. Just because a car is statistically worse than another vehicle, or a certain vehicle got a faster time than another vehicle in this video, don't stop playing that vehicle, and keep loving that vehicle no matter what. The fact that you like a McLaren or whatever and I didn't really get a good lap with it doesn't automatically mean that you should stop playing with it and pick up another vehicle, unless you want to, of course, but it's not something that I suggest doing. Also, if someone asks you what is your favorite car or what is the best car in the game, I think you should just answer it with whichever one you like the most, and then eventually tell them, oh, the RSR is actually the best one, but you know, don't stop playing with a certain vehicle just because it's statistically worse. That being said, I'm not sure what else I should talk to you about in this video. That might be it. Thank you guys all for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like. I know it's definitely not world's best Need for Speed Heat video ever. This is the second time I've ever worked this hard on a certain type of video or on a certain type of project, and yeah, I know it's a long video, but I really wanted to put my all into this because I do love Need for Speed. With that being said, thank you guys all for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like. Don't forget to leave a comment with your time and with your vehicle or whatever. Yeah, just leave that down below. I will read it because, you know, I get literally like no comments ever on this channel. I do have another channel, but it's not Need for Speed related. And yeah, I will see you all in whatever next video I have in line. I might do another Need for Speed Heat video, or I might stop because there isn't really much to be talking about. So see you guys, and peace.